Hey, lemon squeezies, is ain't that a mother? Sorry, I sound a little congested today, but ever since I got home, my allergies have been kicking my butt. And I don't know if that's because I've been away from my cats for a week, which I am allergic to. You know, I built up a resistance to them over time, and it doesn't require me to take any type of medication or anything. But I was out of town for a week, and then too, like, everything's in full bloom here in the city. So, yeah, my allergies are kicking my butt right now, but luckily it's just like a headache and a stuffy nose that I've been dealing with. So, excuse my voice, but I feel fine. So this week, BLT and I are coming to you guys with our 29-week update. This week, she is the size of a butternut squash. And as of today, I'm actually 30 weeks and 5 days. So my video is a little bit late compared to when I usually record them. But as you guys know, I traveled home from Ohio. I went to Ohio for my baby shower. I got home Saturday afternoon and was completely exhausted. Papa and I pretty much slept the whole day on Saturday. Same thing on Sunday. Her job is in the process of moving locations. So there wasn't really much for them to do. They couldn't really sell. They didn't have any internet or anything like that. So she got sent back home on Sunday. So on Sunday, we just laid in bed and cuddled, ate crawfish, stuff like that. And then I had a midwife appointment yesterday, which was Monday. So it just made better sense to wait until after my midwife appointment to talk to you guys. But like I said, once I left the midwife, I was very, very congested and just not really feeling very well. So I did take some allergy medication, which made me very drowsy, and went to bed super early last night. And then Papa isn't feeling good. She woke up this morning throwing up. My nephews have had the Hershey squirts and like tummy aches and all that. So I'm praying that it doesn't turn into anything more than just allergies for me at this point. But yeah, everybody around me is getting sick. So I don't know if it's just a change in weather or what. So as far as my trip back home from Ohio, the trip itself was pretty good. It was a very long trip. We left Ohio at 11:30 a.m. on Friday, and we did not get back home until 3:45 p.m. on Saturday. So it was a very long trip. We didn't realize that we did have a very lengthy layover in Atlanta, which was about 5 hours. So we got there about 1 o'clock in the morning. No, closer to 6 hours. We got there about 1 o'clock in the morning, and our next bus didn't leave until 5:55 the next morning. So we basically spent the night in the Greyhound station, which wasn't bad. I mean, I was fully awake. I had my cell phone, so I was able to do Pandora and, you know, surf Facebook and Instagram and all that kind of stuff. And I also took advantage of the time and sat down and caught up on my baby book, which is something that I hadn't really touched since BLT was about the size of an apple. So it had been a while. So I took time to go through and update, write in holidays and birthdays and, you know, like when we went in to go have our gender scan and things like that. So I was able to take advantage of the time. And honestly, Papa was a little bit more uncomfortable than I was. As you guys know, she's an old spirit, so she had knees and hips and stuff like that that were bothering her. My biggest thing was on the way there, I had nausea. I didn't have any appetite. Didn't have an appetite for the first couple of days that I was in Ohio. But on the way back, I definitely had an appetite. But the hard part was finding things that weren't very high in salt. Like I had told you guys before, my blood pressure was a little bit high on my last appointment. So ever since then, I've been really checking like the sodium on all of my packaging and stuff like that, eating lots of fruits and vegetables, making sure I get plenty of water. And when you're on the road, it's kind of hard to do that because they've got like nachos and cheese, they've got like hot dogs and all that kind of stuff. So it was a little hard for me to find things that were okay for me to eat. We did stop at the grocery store before I left, and I was able to pick up like some grapes and fruit cups and stuff like that. But after a while, you get tired of that kind of stuff and you want something hot. So besides that, I was definitely swollen by the time we got back to New Orleans. I had Michelin Man feet. They were huge. I could feel the water squishing when I walked. It was disgusting. My carpal tunnel didn't really bother me much on the way home, but once I got here, it was in full effect because of the swelling. So that was a little difficult. And then as soon as we touched down, Papa's cousin had a baby shower. So we literally got off of the bus, went home, took showers, changed clothes, and went to the baby shower. We didn't stay for very long, but we had to show our faces because our baby shower is coming up here in a couple of weeks. And people were understanding to the fact that we had just gotten off the road, but I was completely exhausted. I was sitting there yawning the whole time. So we hung out for like maybe an hour, hour and a half. Pop's mom was extremely happy to see us come through the door. She like jumped up and gave us big hugs and kisses when we got there. And it was just really good to see family. But once we were done with that baby shower, we were in bed for at least a good day and a half after. So all of that was pretty fun. Let's see. I did develop my first stretch mark, which I'll point out to you guys when I do my belly shot. And I know there's not really too much that you can do about that. It's hereditary. My mom had stretch marks. She did have 4 kids. So she does have an abundance of stretch marks. So I was kind of like hoping like I wouldn't get a whole bunch of them. But I also have to be honest and say when I was in Ohio, I wasn't as studious about putting on my belly butter and stuff like that as I usually am when I'm at home. So that's just something I guess I've learned to accept. I'm already about to be 30, so it's not like I'm going to really be walking around in bikinis or anything like that. But, you know, it was kind of disappointing to see. So I've kind of had to deal with that. Also, BLT's been doing this new thing now. When I went to the midwife yesterday, which I'll talk more about here in a minute, I asked her what BLT's positioning was, if there was any way she could tell which way she was laying. And so she basically said it feels like she's head down with her butt to the right side and then her back curving up. And then her feet are basically right underneath my boobs. And I pretty much already knew that because from time to time I feel like this pushing sensation right between my boobs. And I don't know if it's a knee or if it's a foot or what. But this kid's definitely running out of space and she's not shy about stretching. So that's something that I've been dealing with lately. It's not really painful, it's just really weird. And in my book, it definitely goes into the alien movement category. I haven't really seen much of the elbows and knees lately, but that's something that she's been doing that's new, is pushing her foot up between my boobs. I've also been nesting a lot since I got home. It's really bad, especially now because I'm home from my baby shower. And so I've got all these gifts that I need to put away and all these clothes that I need to organize. Like I said, my cousin Pooh gave me like a ridiculous amount of clothes. So pretty much I don't need anything smaller than like maybe a 6 to 9 month size. Everything smaller than that is pretty much covered. And then she got a lot of new stuff at her baby shower. So when I got home, it wasn't Saturday night that I did it, but on Sunday night, I unpacked everything. And, you know, you get those really huge gift bags at your baby shower. And it turns out I had the perfect amount to go through and sort everything by size. So I have all her stuff separated. I've got like all of her bath stuff in one bag. I've got all her toys in one bag. So that was a huge relief, being able to get all of that done. So now only thing I have to do is get everything washed up, get her dresser, get everything organized, stuff like that. So it's definitely getting down to crunch time. I've got approximately 9.5 weeks, almost 9 weeks left before my due date. So it's definitely time to start getting things in order. Time to shampoo her carpet and stuff like that. So been nesting like crazy. Also, things that haven't really been irritating me before are definitely irritating me. I've always had cats. Having cat hair in your home is part of having cats, but now it's to the point where it's like magnified. I see it everywhere and it's really, really bugging me. I know I had talked to you guys about it previously, about how a lot of the older people in the family, especially here in Louisiana, they're not very happy about me having a baby and cats. And then too, like I said, I have cat allergies myself. I don't know if BLT is going to have them. So I definitely plan on moving them into an enclosure in the backyard. It may be long term, it may not be, maybe just for the first couple of months. But it's definitely time in my book to go ahead and move them into the backyard because the cat hair is ridiculous and I'm ready to start cleaning it. I was gone for a week and my sister was coming and taking care of them. You could tell they were stressed out. They were starting to believe that I wasn't coming back home. There's like huge balls of hair, you know, like cats shed, but they shed ridiculously in the last week, probably just thinking that I wasn't coming back home. So there's like hair everywhere. And it's driving me absolutely insane. I don't want it on any of my baby stuff. So I have confined them to one room, which they're not used to. They're used to being able to come and lay in bed with me and follow me around the house and all that kind of stuff. But I just really lately, I don't know, I can't deal. So I'm going to definitely be looking into getting them at least some type of a kennel or something that I can move them into the backyard until I'm able to get their enclosure. The enclosure that I wanted was like $250, which before wouldn't have been a problem because of my job. But now that I'm home, $250 to spend on an enclosure when I have a baby on the way just sounds a little ridiculous. So that's something that I'm probably going to have to save up on over time. So I'm getting ready to start checking Craigslist. I know the guy next door, he actually breeds dogs. So I'm planning on talking to him, see maybe he has an extra kennel or something where I can get them out of the house and start to remove some of this hair without it just being replaced on a daily basis. That's driving me absolutely insane right now. I can't take it. And then because I was gone for so long, they're like following me every room of the house. They want to walk across my belly. They want to be in my face. They want me to pet them constantly. Every time I walk towards the kitchen, they think it's time to eat again, even if they had just ate 15 minutes prior. I can't take it. My female is very vocal. I don't want anybody that needy on me right now. You know what I mean? So I love my kittens, but they're driving me absolutely insane. And I missed them so much when I was gone. That's the sad part. So yeah, nesting is in full effect. When I was in Ohio, excuse me, I don't know if it was the climate change or what, but I had this cough, and it was almost like a smoker's cough. Excuse me. And I know now that I'm home, I still have that same cough, but it's like a allergy cough, like I'm congested because of my allergies. But when I was in Ohio, there was definitely a climate change. There's a lot less water in the air in Ohio, and then the temperature fluctuated a lot. Like it would be freezing cold in the morning, it would be warm in the afternoon, it'd be freezing cold again in the evening, the very next morning it'll rain. It's like they have different cities that joke around and say if you don't like the weather, give it 15 minutes, it'll change. That's Ohio, and it's not that way in New Orleans. I've been gone for 3 years now, so it took me a long time to get adjusted to that. So before I came home and had to deal with the allergies, I was dealing with a cough, and then my mom kept the heat on blast. Like, I'm a hot sleeper. I like sleeping with my AC and my ceiling fan. My mom is the complete opposite. So it was like this dry air in the house. So every morning I would wake up and my sinuses and everything would be completely dried out. So that was something that I have to deal with. And that may be why I'm dealing with allergies now, just because of readjusting to the two different climates. I have been dealing with the crusty nipples still. I'm trying to talk a little bit faster now because I'm already at like almost 13 minutes. But I missed you guys. Crusty nipples. I haven't really seen any milk still. But my nipples are definitely crusty from time to time. And it's almost like I can feel it happening. Excuse me. It'll almost be like my nipples will get really, really hard and they'll kind of burn and sting a little bit. And then when I check, there's like crust there as if milk had been there and dried. So I'm definitely keeping an eye on that because, as you guys know, I do want to breastfeed. And that's a promising sign that at least something is working in there. But the closer we get, the more anxious I'm starting to get about being able to breastfeed. So my midwife appointment was yesterday. Excuse me. Everything went well. We didn't really talk about too much. It was a pretty much in and out appointment. She did measure me. She says I'm measuring right on time. And my blood pressure looked good, which it was a little high last time. And I was actually surprised to hear that because, like I said, I had been eating a lot of on-the-road type food while I was gone. Well, not while I was gone, but on the trip there and on the trip back. And then had kind of gotten into like a pretty heated argument before I went in to the midwife. So I was kind of afraid that my blood pressure may be high. But she said it was a little high, but normal for me. So thank God for that. And I don't like arguing and fighting and anything like that. So, the stress of it all compounded everything. But luckily, it didn't show my blood pressure. And I just knew I was going to be in trouble for that. Other things we talked about is her referring me to a pediatrician. She has a very, very, very good relationship with a lot of doctors in town. When I went for my ultrasound, it was with someone that she had been friends with personally for like 35 years. So she knows a lot of people. So she's going to get some names together and stuff like that to help me start looking for a pediatrician for BLT. We also talked about my carpal tunnel. which there's not really too much that I can do about that until after birth. But I at least made her aware of that being there. And that was pretty much it. You know, we just talked, and she caught up on my emotional status, make sure that I'm okay, I'm not stressing out about anything. Papa had to work, so she wasn't able to go with me that time. So it was a solo trip, but I was in and out probably within like 20 minutes. She wants to check my thyroid again when I come back. But other than that, that's really about it. As far as cravings this week, cherry tomatoes. I know I talked about it in my last video. My mom had like a huge Ziploc bag full of them when I was in Ohio. And by the time I left, I had eaten the last of those. I got back home. Pop bought me a little container of them. I finished those probably like in a day and a half. I've just been popping those back. And they're really good with the Ritz crackers, the white cheddar crackers. Those are really, really good together. Sorry, my battery's getting a little low. And I've also been craving chocolate. Reese cups are my passion. Snickers bars. Still been craving Pepsi, but been watching how much I actually have. Since I've been home, I haven't really had anything except for water and apple juice. Because I was so swollen, it was like I started backing off from all of that really salty stuff. Of course, I craved crawfish. As soon as I got back to New Orleans, I wanted crawfish. That was just like my welcome home gift to myself, which is also very high in sodium, but I couldn't resist. So Papa and I had about 7 pounds of crawfish the night that we got home from Ohio. And also I am learning how to use sea salt instead of regular salt or garlic salt. I've always loved garlic salt. My mom cooked with it a lot growing up. So I got me a thing of rock salt, and I got some garlic powder, and I'm trying to adjust to that. It tastes just the same, but I guess, I don't know. I'm just spoiled, used to have it my way. So I'm trying to use more sea salt and garlic powder in my diet instead of regular garlic salt. Other than that, there's not really too much else going on with me besides I'm just getting bigger. I'm definitely starting to slow down. I did tinkle a little bit earlier today because of my allergies. I was sneezing and couldn't stop, and tinkled a little bit, so that's becoming a little bit more frequent. I'm not very happy about it. Not really much I can do about it, and everybody that I've talked to said get used to it because it's probably not going to go away even after I have the baby. It's just part of becoming a woman who's had kids. So yeah, I'm still dealing with that. Not very happy about it, but at least it happened while I was at home, so I was able to get a shower and everything. I do have a couple of shout outs this week. Huge, super big shout out to my girls, Lady and Anna of Lady and Anna's Journey. They had baby Alani. She's absolutely beautiful. She's got the longest legs I've ever seen in my life. She's got this cute little mohawk. She's absolutely a beautiful, beautiful baby. I'm so happy for you guys. I know you weren't very happy about having a C-section, but whatever we have to do to get healthy babies is what we're doing nowadays. So congratulations to you guys. You guys are a beautiful family, and I'm so happy. And also for little mama, because I know she was like going insane waiting on her baby to get here. So I'm happy for her. She finally got her baby. So shout out to you guys. Also, Real Low Key and Diamond Estelle. I'm not sure what their name is here on YouTube because I'm only friends with them on Facebook. But they also had their baby. I believe his name is Justin. He's absolutely gorgeous as well with his little pink self. And he definitely looks like the other kids. Like, they look like triplets in that picture. They're absolutely adorable. So congratulations to you guys as well. And then I know I read on Facebook earlier today that Lex and Nani were going in to see if they're in active labor. I know she said, I believe she was dilated to 1. And she was having a little bit of contraction. So it's probably going to be a while if she does have the baby. But hopefully we've got another baby on the way. So congratulations to you guys. And I'm praying for a very happy and healthy and speedy delivery and recovery for you guys. I can't wait to see little baby Sebastian. And then my last shout out, and I apologize if I forgot anybody. You guys know I love you, and I'm really bad about this. But Shannon Sean, IVF, I don't believe she's done any videos recently, but I'm friends with her on Facebook. And this is like one of my throwback friends from when I very first started out on my TTC journey. She actually sent me a package yesterday that I received in the mail. Some really, really cute clothes. If you guys are friends with me on Facebook, I'm sure you've seen them already. But she sent me a bunch of onesies and hats and things like that. And they're absolutely adorable. A lot of them are like rainbow pride colors. If I had been thinking, I would have brought this stuff to show you guys, but the pictures are on Facebook. So super shout out to you guys for supporting me and sending me gifts. I really appreciate it. I'm going to do a belly shot because I'm at 20 minutes and I'm talking like super, super fast and my nose is itching and running. So it's about time for me to go. So let me do this belly shot real quick and then we'll get out of here. Oh, excuse me, that chair is so loud on this floor. So I put on a white tank top today and it's a little dingy, but it's like one of the only ones that goes completely over my belly now. So this is BLT. You can see my belly button sticking out there. And I've got on my Grinch pants. These are like the most comfortable pajama pants that I've ever owned in my life. And then here's BLT without her big old shiny self. And right here is where I'm starting to get those stretch marks I was telling you guys about. So they're not too bad, but they're definitely there. But this is my love bump. So it was great talking with you guys as always. I love you all to little bitty chocolate covered pieces. Mwah! Be easy, lemon squeezies. Bye bye.